Inside Elizabeth and Maria's room. Sound of an alarm clock. Elizabeth wakes up and Maria is standing over her.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, Elizabeth.
Ah! Maria, you scared me.
Someone had to wake you up. Now come and get dressed. Our first class starts soon.
Elizabeth gets out of bed and stretches. We only see Maria as Elizabeth gets ready.
Last night I had the most amazing dream. Me and you were flying through the sky on a mattress made of cheese. And then, when I looked behind me, everyone else was on the mattress too. We were going all over the world, from London to Paris, and I didn't want to wake up, but I knew I had to because we had school today. I hope I can have another dream like that soon.
Right. Shall we get going? Corridors. As they walk, all the students gradually meet up and walk together.
Good morning, everyone. Are we all excited?
Yes, very excited indeed.
I suppose so.
If anyone was wondering, our first lesson is business with Mrs. Gibbons. I bet this whole lesson will just be one big icebreaker. It always is. Yay! I love breaking ice! It isn't like that, Si. It just means we're getting to know each other better by telling stories and other things. Oh, that makes sense. Here we are, everyone. Everyone stops outside a door labelled business. Inside business classroom. All the students enter. Sarah is setting up for the lesson.
Good morning, everyone. Please take your seats.
Everyone sits down. They are organised by their roommates. Welcome to your first lesson of the year. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. I thought it would be beneficial to us all if we got to know each other a little better. See, I told you. We all have various stories that I'm sure you are all eager to share. Your mothers are all the same, but they are all very different. I will call you up one by one, and you can tell us your story.
Oh, no. I always get nervous when I try and talk in front of people.
Don't sweat it, Eliza. I'll bet you have the best story out of all of us.
Now, let me see.
Delilah, would you like to go first? Delilah comes to the front of class. Okay, everyone, buckle your seatbelts and prepare for a ride. Flashback. Before I was born, way before, my mum, Ma Musica, made a deal with my father that if they saw each other again, they would be together forever. To take caution, my mom went around for years wearing a hood, but all that changed when her two brothers made a deal with the devil. During this endeavour, my mom and Pop laid eyes on each other again, and they realized the deal they made wasn't as bad as they thought. As the journey continued, they fell deep in love. Of course, you all know what came next, and I was soon born. Daddy taught me all kinds of tricks from a young age, and I performed to small audiences every night in the casino. Everyone called me the pride of Inkwell Isle, and I couldn't agree more. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about me. Delilah sits back down. Thank you very much, Delilah. Next, let's have Alexander. Oh, yippee! Alexander comes to the front of class. My story is so much fun, so listen close. Flashback. Before they were superheroes, my parents worked in a dingy old school. My mom always hung around two boys, George and Harold, who made comic books, and she put her own character in there called Elementia. One day, my father threatened to split the boys up, but they hypnotized him into being Captain Underpants. My mom used the opportunity to show the world her powers and become Elementia herself. Love blossomed, and after a while, my dad was Captain Underpants permanently. Then came marriage, and then there was me. I inherited my dad's powers and spent most of my days performing good deeds and helping those most in need. We became the best superhero team in the world, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's my story. Alexander sits back down. That was lovely, Alexander. Ryan is up next. Ryan comes to the front of class. Right, time for a roller coaster. Flashback. My father lived in a house with a creature called Little Monster, until Justin and my mother came to live in it. Every day was a wild ride with mess and songs and dance and a lot of silliness. There were children coming every day to see them muck around, but there was something my father wanted more than anything. Love. My mother took quite a shine to my father, and thanks to Justin, their love knew no bounds. After I was born, things just got even crazier. Through it all, my father taught me all about cleanliness, and my mother taught me all about values, and Justin taught me things. And that is why I keep pestering Steve. Ryan sits back down. Brilliant, Ryan. You're next, Mary. Mary comes to the front of class. Oh boy, I've been waiting for this moment. Flashback. When she was younger, my mom really liked watching my dad's channel. You could say she was obsessed. One day, she was able to see him at a convention. It was all going well until a fire tore through the venue, and my mom nearly died when she pulled my dad out. After that, my dad was so grateful to Mya that he allowed her to live with him. She had so much fame and recognition, and everyone praised her for what she did. But she remained humble and kind and never let her fame get to her head. Soon enough, there was a big wedding, and after that, there was me. It was clear I was more into pictures and games, and my blog has since gained many new followers. I was all over everyone's pages, and to this day, I still am. And that's my story. Mary sits back down. Lovely, Mary. Maria, it's your turn. Maria comes to the front of class. Time for something a bit more musical. Flashback. My grandfather started a cover band and let my mum sing backing. My dad joined the band after the last drummer was too late for a gig, and the two of them had more fun than you could ever know. They loved it so much, but not as much as they loved each other. Before I was born, the two of them agreed that they would put music in my heart. Little did I know that 3 years later they would have my brother Ben, and he was a bit of a nerd. I learned for years to play the drums, and I will keep doing it for as long as I live. And that is my story. Maria sits back down. Very good. Now for Sai. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Sai comes to the front of class. Time for a little more fun. Flashback. My pa owns a grand playhouse that he and all his friends live in. They learn something new every single day, and my pa certainly learned something when my ma came along. She looked like a doll, she sounded like a doll, and she was my pa's doll. They spent every single day together, and when I arrived, it only brought them closer than ever. I had my ma's looks and my pa's enthusiasm, and I brought joy and laughter to everybody in the playhouse. Every day is full of fun when you're with me. And that is me. Sai sits back down. Thank you, Sai. Next up will be Clemence. Clemence comes to the front of class. Time for a story of twists and turns. Flashback. Long ago, my father was turned into a candle by an enchantress as punishment to the prince he served. Many years later, my mother came to the castle with her friend, and my father fell in love. My mother's friend broke the curse on the prince, and my father and they still live in the castle to this day. I was raised in a loving, caring home and taught in the proper way to honor the good-natured values, as well as having a little fascination in candles. And that is my story. Clemence sits back down. Simply beautiful. Now it's time for Bobby. Bobby comes to the front of class. Woo boy, here we go. Flashback. My dad loves being lazy, and that's no exaggeration. Unfortunately, he lives in a town where everyone exercises and eats healthy. Every day, him and my mom keep trying new schemes and disguising as different people to try and deter the children from being healthy, though that doesn't really work. The worst person of all is Sporticus, a hero that came to town and taught everyone how to be healthy. Dad swore to catch him, but the only thing he caught in the end was feelings for my mom. From a very young age, I was taught to be a villain just like Dad, and I'm still trying to catch Sporticus to this day. And that is me. Bobby sits back down. Wow, that was something. Anyway, time for you, Christopher. Christopher comes to the front of class. My story is pretty simple and short. Flashback. My dad and mum are part of the Pontypandy Fire Service, and they fight fires every day. They may be dedicated to fighting fires, but what they really want to do is play music to the masses. After I was born, I caused quite a stir. I learned about fire safety from a young age, and I am more than happy to share my tips with you all. I should know, you told me about fire tips all night. Thank you. Christopher sits back down. Wonderful. Next is Angel. Angel comes to the front of class. Okay, time for my story. Flashback. My parents are part of a band/superhero team called the Aquabats. They save the world from monsters and villains every day. My dad may be a robot, but that didn't stop him falling head over heels in love. And boy, did the others know it. He learned about himself more and more, and he also learned how protective Maya was of him. Once I was born, training started very early on. To this day, I still struggle with my robotic powers, but I know I have an army behind me. And there's my story. Angel sits back down. Thank you, Angel. Slepecia, your turn. Sit back, everyone. This is one heck of a ride. Flashback. My father and the rest of the Goosebumps monsters used to be trapped in books by their creator. One day, some teenagers came along and changed everything. And my mom? She went completely nuts, and her and Slappy started to grow together. He was sucked back in the books for 3 more years, until he returned and trapped the creator in the book instead. When my parents found out I was coming, though, they decided it would be best for my dad to take on a human form so I didn't get scared. Yesterday, however, they finally told me the truth, and I took it way better than they predicted. I love being part dummy. And that is who I am. Slepecia sits back down. Very nice, Slepecia. Time for you to go, Eliza. Eliza comes to the front of class.
You got this, Eliza! You can do it! Okay, here goes.
Flashback.
My father was a cartoon character, brought to life by a special machine along with his friends. My mother was a voice actress in my father's show since she was a child, and she never expected what she would find when she came back to the studio. The man she went with wanted to destroy my father, but she knew he was the same happy demon deep down and brought him back to his old self. It was a miracle when I was born, but I've been shy for a long time because of what my father used to be. I'm always worried people will judge me for what my father did. But one day, I hope I can be more confident in myself and confident outside.
That's it. Eliza sits back down. Woo! Yo, Eliza! You're the best! Very well done, Eliza. Tempest is next. Tempest comes to the front of class. I'm going to tell you how my mom saved the entire monster race. Flashback. Humans sealed monsters underground many years ago with a barrier that could only be broken with 7 human souls. My mother was gifted with a special necklace when she was born, but was pushed into the underground by accident as people thought her powers were too dangerous. She showed the monsters that they shouldn't kill, and showed them that humans and monsters could fall in love. She used all of her elements to break the barrier and lead the way to me and my sister Sky being born. I've always craved a bit of danger, while my sister has always been more cautious. But it's only because I want to be a great hero like Mom was. The end. Tempest sits back down. Very wonderful. That means you're last, Elizabeth. Elizabeth comes to the front of class. Okay. Flashback. Mary's mother may have been a famous star, but my mum had her own fame from musicals and albums. She had her fair share of love, but my dad Daniel was the one that she settled for. He inspired and encouraged her through everything, and she did the same. Once I was born, my mum was even happier than she was before. She read stories to me every night and always told me to follow my heart. Every day was new, every day was exciting, and I hope it's just as good here as well. That's just about everything. Elizabeth sits back down. As you can see, we all have stories to be told. Eckett House is the next chapter in all your lives, and I hope it's a good one. Now, let's finish with what we want to do while we're here. I want to know my step-siblings better. I want to make new friends. I want to make everyone dance through music. I want to not get hurt for once. I want to know what I'm capable of. I want to spread cleanliness through the school. I want to control my powers better. I want to be something different. I want to be as happy here as I am at home. I want to be more confident. I want to save the world. I want to conquer my fears. I want to protect everyone here. I want to sing and dance and have fun every day. Excellent work, everyone. Everyone laughs.